YouTube. Welcome to Accounting 101 with T. Today we are going to be focusing on the company financial statement. This is the May-June 2024 question paper. We are going to do the question 1, which is the information relates to DPN Ltd. The company sells household products. The financial year ended on 28 February 2024, meaning that our financial year started on 1 March 2023 and it ended on 28 February 2024. 1.1, refer to information A. Our information A, it's here. It says the bookkeeper recorded all the entries regarding the fixed assets in the books. Complete the amounts denoted by 1 to 3 on the fixed asset note. On our information A, it's our fixed asset note. For the number 1, we are required to calculate the cost at the beginning of the year for the land and buildings. We are required to calculate the cost at the beginning of the year. So to calculate the cost at the beginning of the year, we are going to use these two amounts to calculate how much was our cost at the beginning of the year for the buildings. So we do know that to get this amount, the carrying value at the end of the year, we calculate the cost at the beginning. We calculate the carrying value at the beginning of the year, plus additions if there are additions, minus disposals if there are disposals, to get this amount at the end of the year. So now we don't have the cost at the beginning of the year. We only have the amount at the end of the year. So what are we going to do? We are going to take the 9,421,300, add it with the 420,000 rands to get how much was our cost at the beginning of the year. We do know that land and buildings do not depreciate, so we don't have additions at cost for this exercise. So we are going to take this 9,421,300. It's 9,420. It's 421,300 plus the 420,000, which is for the disposals, plus the 420,000, which is for the disposals, which is going to give us this answer. So we're going to write the answer here. It's 421,300 plus 420,000, which is giving us 463. My mistake. It's 4,224,000. It's 9 million. Oh, my bad. 9,421,300, which is giving us 9,463,300. So this is our cost price of buildings at the beginning of the year. This is the amount here. And then next, number 2, it says calculate the depreciation on vehicles. Going to our information, as we can see on our fixed asset note, we have carrying value at the beginning of the year of the vehicles, which was 249,850. And then we have additions at cost, which is 260,000 rands. And then we are required to calculate the depreciation, which is number 2. And then we also have cost at the end of the year, which was 786,000 rands. So now these two amounts, the cost and additions at cost, we are going to use them to calculate. They are going to help us instead. They are going to help us to calculate how much of the depreciation for the year. So the information states this. It says is as follows. It says depreciation is calculated as follows. For vehicles, it's 15% per annum on cost. It's 15% per annum on cost. So a new vehicle was bought on 1 October 2023. So to save time, we're going to first start with the new vehicle, which was bought on 1 October 2023. Please do note that our financial year ends on the 28th or 29th of February 2024. The vehicle was bought on 1 October 2023. So if it was bought on 1 October 2023, it means So it's 1 October 2023 until the end of the financial year, which was the 28th February. So how many months did the vehicle last in this current financial year? Because since it was bought on 1 October 2023, so we're going to count from 1 October up until February. So it's going to be October, November, December, January, February. So it's 5 months between these months. So it's 5 months between. So the new vehicle was bought on 1 October and we had it in the business for 5 months. So now going to take the amount of the vehicle, which is here on the additions at cost. It's 260,000 rands. You're going to say 260,000 rands. 260,000 rands. 260,000 rands times 5/12. That's 5/12 is over 5 months. So in our 12 month financial period, the vehicle only had 5 months in our current financial year. So it's 5/12. And then we're going to say times the percentage at cost times the percentage per annum, which is the 15%. So you're going to say times 15%. 15%. So which is going to give us 6,250. So on our answer sheet, we're going to say the amount. Going to copy this. So we're going to copy and paste this. This is our calculation and then equal to sign. So it was equal to what? Let me recalculate it here. Let me recalculate it here. So it was 16,250. 16,250. This is for the new vehicle that was bought to our company. So now we have to calculate how much was the depreciation for the old vehicle that we had on our company in our company. So we're going to say 786,000 minus the addition, because we all know that to get this cost at the end of the year, we said cost at the beginning of the year plus the additions at cost, and we don't have disposals. We didn't sell any vehicle, and then so the cost price at the beginning of the year plus the disposal minus this should give us this. So in this case, we only have these. So we're going to subtract going upwards. It's one and the same thing that we did here on the building. So we're going to say 786,000 minus the 260,000 rands, which has to give us this amount here. So we're going to say 786,000 minus 260. 783. Let me use the calculator. So we're going to say 786,000 minus 260,000 rands. So it's giving us 526,000. It's 526,000. So on our calculation sheet for the old vehicle, here the amount, it's 526,526,000 rands. So now this lasted for the whole year. So it's going to be times 12/12 times 12 over 12, which is going to give us 1. And then times the percentage, which is the 15% per annum. So it should give us how much was the depreciation for the vehicle that lasted for the year. So it's going to be 526,000 rands. Okay, let me use the calculator to be quick. So it's going to be 526,000 rands times 12 over 12 times 15% times 15%. Let's calculate that again. It's going to be 526,000 rand times 12 over 12, which is 1, times 15%. So it's 78,900. 78,900 for the depreciation. So our depreciation for the vehicle, depreciation for the year, it's we're going to say depreciation for the new vehicle, which is 16,250, plus depreciation for the old vehicle, which is 78,900. It should give us 95,150. 95,150.
So to calculate the carrying value, which is the disposal at carrying value for equipment, we are going to use this information that we were given. Extract from the fixed asset register in respect of equipment sold. So we have an equipment that has a cost that had a cost price of 80,000 rand it was bought on 1 September 2021. So at the end of the financial year 2023, the equipment had 57,600 of the cost price. So the carrying value at the end of the year for 2023 and the beginning of this current financial year, we had 57,600 rands. So the equipment was sold on 31st of May 2023. So in this current financial year, how long has the equipment survived this year? So it's March, April, May. So it only had 4 months this year for this current financial year. So we have to calculate, we have to first calculate the depreciation of this vehicle before we can go to calculate the disposal, because we are going to use the depreciation to calculate the disposals of this yeah. So we're going to say 57,600 rands. It's going to be 57,600 rands. Let me use my calculator. 57,600 rands times the 20% as a 20%. Let's see. Yes, 20% times the 20% times 20% per annum times 3 over 12. 3 over 12 because the equipment had 3 months before it was sold. So it's going to be this amount. So it's 2,880. It's 2,880. Let's write it here. So it's 2,000. This 2,880 is the depreciation of that vehicle that was sold. So to calculate our disposal at carrying value, we are going to take the balance at the beginning of the year, which is the carrying value at the beginning of the year for the vehicle, which was 57,600. Going to say 57,600 minus the depreciation, 2,880 to get how much was the disposal at carrying value. This is how you calculate a disposal on your fixed asset register or your fixed asset note. So it's going to be 57,000. 57,000, let's use our calculator. So it's 57,600 minus 2,880. 57,600 minus 2,880. So the amount that we get is 54,720. 54,720. So this is our carrying value on equipment sold. This is the answer that we got for this disposal and carrying value. This is how you do it.